Welcome to OTN CloudWorld DC. I'm your host, Javed Mohammed, Cloud Community Manager. And we're very honored to have Brian Spendolini today with us, Senior Principal Product Manager. So, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Brian, just kind of you covering the Oracle database cloud service.
Yes.
Just give us a quick 2-minute summary of your presentation today, if that's possible.
Oh, yeah. So actually, the presentation is actually Application Express, but it's on Application Express on the Database Cloud.
Okay.
So with our Oracle Database Cloud services, whatever version you choose, whether it's the schema service or the full database cloud service, you get a version of Application Express 5, and Oracle REST data services. And with that, you can quickly create database-centric applications, whether they're, the UI is fully responsive, so they can be mobile applications, regular applications that work with your data. So that's what today's talk is going to be about, is using Application Express in our database cloud.
And just kind of stepping back a little bit from Application Express and this particular service, what's the kind of the bigger problem that this is solving?
So with the database cloud, we have a lot of good use cases, and what we see is customers aren't just going to abandon their data centers and abandon everything and just throw it out and jump to the cloud. It's going to be a process. And one of the use cases we're seeing our customers do is like a test and dev environment. With our database cloud services, I can spin up a cloud database in about 15 minutes. I can even spin up a RAC cloud database in about a half an hour, which is pretty incredible.
Wow.
You don't even have to know a single thing about RAC. You just click a little checkbox, and you now have a RAC database in the cloud. And what they're doing this is they realize that, yeah, I can do this on premises, but a lot of time on premises they need licenses, or they need the hardware, they need software, they have to get a DBA. And if this database is only going to be sitting around for like an hour or a week, why bother a DBA with all those menial tasks if this database is disposable, when they can just bring this database up in the cloud in 15 minutes for test and development work, and then when they're done, delete it or move that data from on-premises back onto the, or from the cloud back on-premises, and do what they need to do. So it's a lot, it makes that type of a use case very easy for our customers.
Okay, so but basically what I hear you saying, this is really kind of a very compelling use case for just in terms of from an ease of use, as well as just from an efficiency standpoint in terms of test and development environment.
Yeah, it makes our Oracle database, we've never really been said before, is that it makes this an Oracle database like almost a disposable database, which usually wasn't possible because it took so long to get an Oracle database. You had to prep the OS and find the hardware and get the licenses, as I said before. But now, hit the button, 15 minutes, I have a database up and running, ready to go.
And this may be a little bit outside the scope of it, but once you get past development and test, what about when you want to go to production? Can you, is there some continuity?
Yeah, so we have production customers in our cloud using our Oracle Cloud databases, and a lot of those production customers are using Application Express on the cloud for production applications. Now, if you want to move data between the two, so let's say I have production data on premises, and I want to move it to the cloud to get this cloud ready, with 12c you have the pluggable databases, and either using SQL Developer or Enterprise Manager, I'm able to unplug that database on premises, move it to the cloud, plug it in, and be ready to go. Just pretty much with a click of a button.
And I know you have to go, but just if you just kind of summarize our conversation here, what's kind of like the one takeaway you'd like anyone perhaps who kind of missed this wonderful conference to actually take away from here?
Sure, the biggest takeaway is that our database cloud is real, it's here, and it's extremely easy for anyone to use it. The UI to create a database takes about literally like 30 seconds. We've actually created a video, creating a video on how to create a database. You name the database, you decide how big you want it to be, and you hit go. And as I said, 15 minutes later, I have a database ready, up and running, fully configured. And we didn't skimp on any of the features. The database software we use in the cloud is the exact same software we use on premises, but we add some cool things. So for example, all new tablespace data files that are created in the cloud are encrypted by default. Customer has to do nothing, and that's across Standard Edition and Enterprise Edition. We turn on encrypted SQLnet for you automatically. You don't have to do anything. The only port open in the cloud is port 22, the SSH port. And the customer holds these keys. You need a public-private key combination to log in. And the customer is the only person who has this key exchange. No one else has it but the customer. And that same key is used for encrypting the data, so only the customer can decrypt this data. And lastly, What we also have, some little added things we have in, is we've enabled hybrid column linear compression in our cloud databases for certain types of data, which normally would only be found on engineered systems. We have it now on our enterprise databases in the cloud.
Thank you very much for that
Thank
quick
you.
encapsulation. So great. We've got basically disposable databases,
yes.
and we're moving from fast food to fast databases.
Yes, exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you
Great.
so much.
Thank you.